Hello. Oh, welcome, Quang. You got it in fast. Good to see you around. Streaming at a time that's not in your work hours for once. Welcome, welcome. Just grabbing some MVPs off of the battle mage, and I think it's just going to be me pushing my Xenon today. I'm also very broke because I spent everything yesterday. Some intrusive thoughts happened. I spent like 9 bill star forcing. But that's alright. Let's see, check in here. Let's see if we can get some more stuff. Ooh, 10 node stones, pretty good. Put that away. Lots of honor for tomorrow. Alright, let's go on to the Xenon. I think I'll just be spending some time training today. Nothing too crazy. The question is, do I want to pop the 3x coupons that they've given us so far? There's a lot of 3x's that I haven't used. But I don't know if I want to use them at the moment. Any Dota content? Maybe. Let's see if I feel like it. But probably not at the moment. Okay. I need to make sure I have all my things set correctly. Links, Legion, and then coupons. But yeah, I'm pretty broke at the moment, so it's time to farm it back. Now, again, the question is, do I want to use some of these? They do give us a lot of them. Because I kind of want to save these for my 6th job. Kind of want to save them for 6th job. Let's see how. Let's just grab the ones from the event though. Because those ones we'll use. You finally finished 6th job? Oh, congrats. What class were you playing? Where's the NPC? This one? Let's buy 2 of these. Can probably buy one of these as well. Not really much else to use the coupons on. Shadower? Oh, nice pick. Nice pick. EXP. Okay, we can set our familiars. The familiars are okay. Alright, looks about right. Oh, our gear. Let's go drop meso gear. $260 today? We'll see how far we can go. I think that would be ideal, but that's a big push to get to 260. I do have some VIP boosters, so I might actually pop some of them. Wait for the rune first. Because I have a bunch of these. You're back. Did I grow taller? Maybe. It's hard to tell. Hello, fellow Hyperion. Hello. Just gonna be pretty chill today though. Not doing anything too crazy. I just kind of want my money back. I am broke, and I have many things to star force on the weekend. So hopefully we can make a good amount back. I think if I can have 10 bill by the time we get back to next Sunday, I'd be pretty happy with that. 10 bill seems pretty reasonable. I'll probably get like 5 or 6 from just my weeklies. And then if I farm 4-ish bill over the next week, that seems pretty reasonable. Isn't 30% a scam? I think 30% is good if you're going for fodders. Don't forget town event buff, 15% EXP. Oh yeah, you're right. I'll go back into the town. So, somebody in my my guild chat's got my back. That's so funny. I always forget about the town buff. 30% is 15 hell. Yeah, it is what it is though. And it is cheap. It's better than off event. That's the way that I think about it, right? Okay, let's quickly pop by town. What's a town that we can go to? Vanishing Journey. What happened to starring? No, I'm just poor because I spent some money, I think, on yesterday's stream. And I say some, I spent like 9 bill trying to go for some 21 fodders. Didn't hit, which is a bit unlucky, but what can you do? Only a bit though, because we actually did manage to see... I saw 20 once, which I think is pretty good for 9 bill. We just didn't get the 20 to 21 tap. I think it boomed on first tap. I don't remember. I feel like it tapped. First tap boom at 20. Somebody boomed the ET. Damn, unlucky. Yeah. We're just farming it back. This is all the money that I have right now. I have 50 mil. That's literally everything that I have currently. I still have my mechanic and my, like, I guess you could call them bossing mules. My Lin and my marksman. Honestly, I haven't been too motivated to do my bossing mules, mostly because of the FD nerf. It feels really slow. But now that we have event buffs again, maybe it won't feel so bad. I'll be more inclined to try to do those bossing mules again. But I think most of my money will probably come from just farming. I need to push this 275 and not 275, 260 anyway. Once I get to 260, this character will get a lot stronger, much faster, thanks to 6 job. Someone's got a fail stack so I can hit. You know, in some sense, I was kind of okay not hitting on the on the star forcing yesterday because, you know, some people just can't believe that I get only lucky. It's just like I have random streaks of bad luck too. I only just show the successes, right? It's just how it is. I've shown some of my bad luck before on my channel. It just happens to be the 2 characters I did a series on happen to get lucky. There's a reason why I don't have a bishop anymore. There's a reason why that bishop doesn't exist anymore. That's why it's a fire poison now. Same with a bunch of other random characters. I think the game's just telling me only Star Force on event because I don't get lucky off event. I am just Nexon's propaganda to advertise event gaming. You accidentally rolled your hybrid and then rolled into triple prime strength, so I don't know how to feel. I guess it depends on what it is. If it's a 22 item and you hit double line triple, that's pretty good. Honestly, if it's a piece of gear that can go to 22 and it's best in slot, like if it's your superior Golix, it might not be a bad idea to keep that and just try to star it. I know it feels bad because you lost a hybrid, but getting a hybrid is significantly easier than getting a triple line double prime. I know it would feel bad if it's like a superior because you'd rather like fodder it, but I don't know. Triple line prime is like pretty rare. It was a black bean marker. Okay. Oh man. Never mind. I don't know. I think if you have the spares to get it to 20 and you don't have the pitch for it, it's probably worth keeping. 20 is not too bad, black bean mark. Like I think it's probably still worth keeping. It's not easy to get triple line double prime. Unfortunately, it wasn't a best in slot, but what can you do? Finished Gulk set feels amazing? Yeah. How much would you save for Liberation? I think it depends on your goal. I know some players don't like saving, which is fair. I think it depends on your expectation. If you want to try to go for 3-line attack, which is what a lot of players tend to want to go for. If you want 3-line attack, I would recommend at least 80 bill. It sounds like a lot, but you just might not hit. And I've seen people who spend upwards of 100 bill to not see 3-line attack. Actually, if you were me, I got it for free. I got my 3-line attack on my pistol for free when I did it. I bought like 300 cubes for cube sale for like some of my mules, and that's all I had because I was like kind of taking it easy. And Liberation came around, and I had some spare cubes. I hit my 3-line attack off of the spare cubes. I literally hit. I hit my tier 7 attack plus boss and 3-line attack before some of my party members even got their money out of the storage. It was that crazy. It was the casual buff because I was barely playing at the time. How's stream going? Oh, we just started. I'm pretty chill at the moment. We're just out here in the mines. See if we can get to we'll probably get to 256. I don't know if I can get to not 256, 257. I don't know if I can level up twice there. It's a bit crazy. Bit crazy, but we'll see. Need 8 or 9 days for your first up gear? Hey, who knows? Maybe you'll get multiple. That's 8 or 9 days of maybe getting a belt and earring. Sometimes you get lucky like that. Yeah, the VIP boosters are so good. I have a bunch of them. I have another 13. So I'm just gonna just hold 10 for my stones and then use the others every time I have a 3x coupon. And just like push my way up. You only had 3? Yeah. It's kind of nice. I have so many. It's because I spent so much time just farming here. Just get a bunch of boosters. Hope for the best. Every once in a while you get one from dailies as well, which is cool. Can I still get them at the moment? Can you still like randomly get them, or do I have to start a new quest to get them? It stopped dropping? Okay, I'm not gonna use any more then. I've had my fun. 13 I'll keep. I thought they kept dropping. Good thing I was gonna stop myself at 10 anyway, but now that I know that, I'll keep 13. Because I know you can only do 10 at a time. So we'll just hold it. Who knows? I feel like the day that I get my 6th job, I'm gonna try to get it. Like the day I hit 260, I'm just gonna try to get it straight away. So maybe it's not a bad idea for me to use my VIP boosters. Actually, I should save them for Limina. I'll save 3 for Limina, and then yeah, no big deal. I'm almost at Limina anyway. Like I'm probably 3 hours off of Limina. Oh yeah, they changed it to the safe. Yeah, which I'm just gonna ignore. I haven't even started that safe quest. Yeah. Just kind of chilling at the moment though. Easy training. It's all good. Believe myself to get the vac pet. That's you have more belief than I do, that's for sure. Oh, we're making our money back, guys. 140 mil now. Tickets get so long to get, yeah. They take a while to drop. Hello, Lee. Welcome. Man, I should have made myself a coffee. Kind of itching to tap right now. I mean, it's up to you. The rule is, if you tap now, you're not allowed to complain on 30% off. Them's the rules. Them's the rules. 30% is just off event, but cheaper. It's just the same thing, but you get a discount. Okay, this is almost 5. Yeah, how is everyone? What are you guys doing here today? It's pretty late on a Friday night for some of you guys, but I'm sure there's a lot of Australians here and Europeans probably. I don't expect too many Americans here at the moment. It's quite late for them. Yeah, I think at some point in the game, depending on how far you are, it doesn't really matter if it's on event or not. It just depends on like how much money you're willing to spend. Because some people are genuinely so far into the game and make so much money where all their gains, it's the difference between like 150 bill and 170 bill, right? So in the long term, it's probably not that big of a deal for some players. But when you're like me, realistically I shouldn't be spending off event because like it's a difference between 5 and 10 bill, which is, that's a pretty big percentage. But if it's like 150 versus 170, it really doesn't matter. Doing 1 to 100 on TB, hate the tutorial. Yeah, the Cygnus tutorial is a bit long. Hello from California, that's crazy. Doing 12 AM dailies, damn, you guys are staying up late. That's okay, I do the same sometimes. Yeah, it's been cold the last couple of days. Yeah, regardless, I'm glad I could be like some kind of content or interaction with you guys. It's pretty cool being able to interact with people all over the world. Is it harder cube for % all stat in Xenon? I think it is. I forget what the number is. According to the Xenon Discord, it's like two times more expensive on average to get the lines that you need. Oh, 3x coupon. Literally on the other side of the world. Wow, that's so cool. It's like you guys are all over the place. It's very interesting. There's a rune over there, let's grab that. Well, yeah, Xenon is more expensive, but I think you get compensated by the fact that I think you scale better with star forcing. That's my understanding of it. It's because you get the all stat from everything, right? So I feel like the star forcing is like worth a little bit more. I guess that sort of balances things out. And the class is honestly pretty strong already, so it's not the worst thing. Why Xenon? It shares cash shop with my battle mage. So then I can move my vac pet between the two characters, which is a big bonus between the two. Thoughts on Cannoneer? I think the class is really good. I enjoy Cannon Master. Yeah. I find it very fun to like have a burst up every 90 seconds. It's the Cannons of Mass Destruction skill. We just shoot 3 of them at the same time and that thing just goes wild. It's very satisfying. I do like that I transitioned from what was like a very DPM heavy class into something that has very condensed burst cycles. Yeah. And the training for it is like still pretty lazy as well, honestly. And once Soul Janus comes out, it's gonna be super lazy for everybody anyway. So the benefit from Corsair's like pretty chill training kind of goes for every class, or at least all the pirates that I could have swapped to. So I'm pretty happy swapping to Cannon Master. I can pretty much take it easy whichever map I decide to train on as well when I decide to train. I wonder which map I'm supposed to train in when I get to Limina. I'm sure there's a bunch of different maps, but I wonder which one's the laziest for like the best rates. Whoever told me about Last Horizon 4, this is one of the best things in Moonbridge for sure, for me. I thought Mysterious Fog 3 was the best map, but this is definitely up there. Ooh, free droplet. Maybe 1-4. I've heard that from some Xenons as well. I remember somebody showing me what they were doing in 1-4 and just kind of AFK in one spot. I'm inclined to believe 1-4. 1-4, are they all the same mob? Probably have to check out the Xenon Discord, see if they have any recommended. Yeah. I remember one of the ones were one mob. I forget if it was 1-4 or 1-5, because I remember training in 1-5, but I can't remember if it was one mob. I think that's probably why people preferred 1-4, because it's just all one card, so you don't have to farm multiple cards. Because farming multiple cards is kind of annoying. Probably AFK 2-7. Yeah, I'll have a look through the maps. I think definitely I'm gonna try to find a map that's only one mob. I'm not gonna be there for very long, in all honesty. Because I'm only gonna be there for like one level. Can probably get 1 or 2 epic fams. 2-7 is donuts? I see you. Yeah, the Xenon summons are so nice though. Because this is so brain dead. This is my kind of training map for sure. but you maxed 15k an hour. Yeah, that's the thing that I would like. I would like a higher kill count as well. But it's hard to get a high kill count while AFK. This one is like, I just got lucky. This is like 17k. And I'm barely doing anything. Do we know when we might get a vac pet? Probably this month, if I had to guess. I'd be surprised if they don't release a vac pet this month. Hoping I win the lottery with the diamond one. Is the diamond one vac pets at the moment? I know the other one was the vac pets the other day. I haven't really been paying attention to the lottery. Yeah, next one's waiting for everyone's vac pets to expire and then giving everyone the option to buy. They're geniuses. Give everyone a taste of such quality of life and then charging them much money for it. Hello, hi. Thank you for subscribing. The only way you're getting a vac pet is from Safel events. Yeah, it is quite expensive, depending on where you are in the world as well. Because if your conversion's not very good, it's way too expensive. It's not. I think somebody in the chat the other day was like, a vac pet for them would be like a week's worth of food or something. That's way too crazy. It's way too much. If I had to give up food for a week for a vac pet, I wouldn't do that. You got a demo shield from Cygnus, but you're brand new with no smithing. What's the best way? What you do is you start off with... You want to get your smithing to level 10. That's the first thing. If you try to craft it earlier than 10, there's a chance that it fails, and you have to get the recipe again. I highly discourage that. Highly, highly discourage it. Because I've done it multiple times like that, and I've failed, and it's very disappointing. So I want to try... You would try to get to smithing to level 10. And the way that you do is you just mine all the rocks that you see. Like, you see the heartstones and, like, the random pillars. Just mine them. Just mine everything that you see. And you just use those materials to eventually get it to 10. It might take a little bit of time, but you'd be surprised how fast it kind of goes up. And you'll get, like, a bunch of materials for the other skills as well. So you just mine everything that you see. There's no shortcut to it, honestly. You go to, like, popular training maps. Shadow Dance Hall 2, for example, in Morass. And you just go around and just mine the rocks. And you eventually get there. And I know that because it is best in slot, I know it's very tempting to try to make it immediately, but then if you're brand new, having that shield now is not gonna make or break anything, if that makes sense. You still have to upgrade it reasonably for it to have an obvious effect. So, while you're gathering the materials for your secondary, you can still spend your money to upgrade the other things, especially if you're new. Because your chances are your emblem might not be legendary. You can do that. You can work on your drop gear. You can work on, you know, your CRA. It's a lot of stuff that you can improve on while waiting for the materials. Oh, you're not brand new. Yeah, I guess it just depends. Yeah, I just assumed like you were brand new, but yeah, I'm sure there's like plenty of other things that you can work on while waiting for the materials, because the materials do take a while to build up. But you'll be glad. Once you have all those random materials, getting to like Meisters is so much easier. It's so much easier. Because you probably want Meister Accessory Craft at some point, or Meister Alchemy even. Yeah. You went from 1 to 236 in 2 weeks. This event kind of nuts. Yeah. It's Hyperburn is a crazy drug. Is it worth doing Haven weeklies, even though you can't take on Lotus or Daemon? You can if you can be bothered. They are kind of tedious. But if you don't have any Absolab at all, like especially if you're a returning player and you might not have any Absolab, it's probably worthwhile doing it, because you need at least 2 weeks worth of the weeklies to be able to get 1 armor piece. Like if you want to get your shoulder, for example, you need at least 2 sets of Darkwood Tree. So you can prepare for it beforehand. Same with the armor pieces. You need each of the scrapyard ones. You need 2 weeks worth. So if you do 1 week's worth today, for example, you'll be able to do it again after the week reset on like Sunday or Monday. And then you can get your armor piece. Is it better to struggle H Lomian or solo End Lomian? If you can ensure that you don't die out of H Lomian, I would probably recommend H Lomian, just because you have a chance at pitch boss. I know obviously you're running in like a party, so your chances are lower. But if you don't really need the money and you can 6-man H Lomian, it's not a bad idea to try to go for the pitch boss, I reckon. Because a 6-man hard Lotus will give you probably like 50 or 60 mil, right? That's like half the crystal of a normal Lotus run. But you have a chance at pitch boss. I think it's probably worthwhile. Ring boxes as well. Yep, absolutely. If you want to push Absolab at all, getting those free armor boxes feels pretty good. Yeah. There's a lot of interesting drops you can get. That one's a fair question though. It's not as obvious compared to, for example, Hard Lotus, like normal Lucid to Hard Lucid. You definitely try to do Hard Lucid if you can, because the Arcane drops. But for Hard Lotus, you might not necessarily need the Abso items. But yeah, just depends. Like, if you wanna, you just keep in mind that you do lose a little bit of money if you're doing a 6-man. And you just weigh whether or not you want the other things. Okay. Let's just loot everything. Took you 4 months to get to 260 off Hyperburn? Yeah, the Hyperburn is, it speedruns it for sure. Now, the question is, do I want to pop one of these? Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more days. I mean, I'll have at least 10. Should be okay. Let's claim one of these. Back into the mines. if you're doing... Yeah, if you're 10 mil combat power, maybe just stick with normal Lomian for now. Are you saving the symbol coupons for Arcana? I'm saving my symbol coupons for the Sacred Force once I hit 260. I think once I hit 260, I'll probably put my Sacred Force as high as it can go. Until then, I'm just been putting it into whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. Because your arcane symbols slowly max out anyway. Do I want this portal? I probably should. The purple portal is so valued. I'll go there in a sec. The sacred give more than regular symbols? No, it's not that. It's when you get to 260, the areas require you to have like quite a lot of sacred force, and you do a lot less damage without it. So I feel like it's probably better value if you get it for the sacred symbols. Should you use Zakum, Pink Bean, or Solid? I think if I had the choice between all those, I would use the Pink Bean belt. Because on the Pink Bean belt, if you epic potential it, you can transfer it onto the Superior later. You can use the Solid belt if it's like currently better than the Pink Bean belt for the time being, but I wouldn't upgrade it. Because at the end of the day, you definitely want Superior. So the Pink Bean belt, if you get it to Epic, and then like start it up to like 16 or 17, you can transfer it onto the Superior belt later. Map good all the way to 260. You probably go to Limina after you get there. I think Limina is probably better than this. Although the kill rate here is quite good, so the meso per hour is good. Just depends on your goals. I am kinda tempted to stay here all the way to 260 just because the meso rate is quite good. What level are these guys? 250. It's not too bad. I could actually stay here all the way to 260. That way I can just keep using these familiars. Maybe I will just stay here all the way to 260. It's not a terrible idea. Not efficient in terms of EXP, but I think that's probably fine. I don't know. I think I kind of like the idea of having only one fam the entire time all the way to 260. Yeah, I might stay here all the way to 260. You never got that far? Yeah. I think it's mostly because, you know how here we have arcane power? The arcane force, like, builds up pretty fast. And you have, like, a lot of different ways to get arcane force. Like, you have your titles, you have hyperstats, you know, that sort of stuff. Whereas, like, the sacred symbols, you can only get them from sacred symbols. So doing the dailies might be kind of rough if your sacred force is low. Especially because you have to do, like, 3,000 mob kills a day on it for the 6th job. Unlock 10 badges was a pain, but it was worth the 3 fams. Yeah, I'll probably have to do that at another time. So many fams to collect for that. Any good unique fams? I haven't even got one unique yet. I've done a bunch of epics. I got a regular drop, which is alright. Just like item drop. That one's you know, nice for drops. I have 3 15% ID fams, which is reasonable. I have some healing fams. Like they're like double line, but they're small. It's not the best, but it's alright. It's something. Like, so we have some epic fams that are usable. And I think honestly that's just fine. Because even my battle mage only has like, other than the large drop, I didn't really hit anything. I have one 30% IAD fam and the rest of them are 15. So it's kind of whatever. Some healing fams for myself is also kind of whatever. Other than the large drop, I didn't really hit anything. But I realize now that the fams are kind of low value except for large drop. I think once you hit 275, it's probably worthwhile going for a large drop if you don't already have it. But I think until 275, you're probably better off farming fragments. Of course, depending on what your goals are. I think if you're trying to push content, then you just skip the large drop. And just take that L. I've seen a few large drop fams, but I don't remember getting them before the rework. I should have farmed those maps when I had the chance, but that's on Kronos. Not really something we could have done here. The big spider fam that used to have it? Yeah. Good old big drop spider. That being said, I think that one's like large drop, large meso, right? It's not large drop. It's not specifically large drop. So it's a slightly worse than large drop, but not by much. Considering it was like mostly free at the time, that's pretty good. There were other fams that people were farming at the time too, right? It's like, was it the snails? I think it was the snails, the mutant snails. They were like large HP fams, right? Why don't they release certain fams now? I can imagine them giving time for the hyperburns to get to Cernium. That's why I'm not too fussed about rushing. I think ideally I would like to get to Cernium around the time that the fams release. So then I get there in time to just start doing my 6th job and get fams at the same time. The meso fams worth something? Not really, unfortunately. The drop fams are good, but the meso fams are low value. Cernium's already packed? Yeah, probably very much so in Kronos. I think in Hyperion we have it kind of easy. What would you rate Xenon in bossing? I think it's pretty good. The burst is quite strong. The fact that you can't really miss your burst is really nice as well, in the sense that you're like fully iframed during it, which is something that is pretty valuable. The only issue is that the setup for it is a bit annoying. The setup for it is very annoying. Well, the more difficult burst to set up, but I think if you do get it off, it's pretty good. So worth saving for Soul Janus? Just depends on how much you want to farm. It is, if you are like above 280 and you really want to push to like 285, it's probably worthwhile at least getting a level 10, because you get like extra EXP, don't you? You get like extra EXP for Soul Janus, the higher level it is. Something like that. It might be worthwhile, but if you need the damage and you're working towards certain bosses, it just depends. Because sometimes like it's better the fragments are better off being put into like your boosts and stuff. It's hard for me to give a proper answer. I think it's definitely worthwhile to get at least one level of it, but pushing it or leveling it up is very dependent on how far your 6 is progressed. I can imagine some people who are dedicated trainers and farmers, they might already have like very progressed 6 jobs. So maybe they will go for high level Soul Janus just to make their training more efficient. Yeah, it gives a lot of EXP. That's why it's so expensive. Did your first high mountain took 2 hours? Oh, that's rough. Yeah, sounds about right though. I think somebody in my chat, I forget who it was, I think it might have been Tan. He was in high mountain for a long time. Drop fams don't stack? No. It just takes whichever one's the highest one. Yeah, that's why the large drop fam, like specifically the large item drop fam, is so valuable. Because you can't get more drop rate from familiars past that. If I'm gonna stop at 285 and currently 284, just put 1 point. Yeah, probably. That's what I would do too if I was in that spot. I think for large drop it's 100%. So for small drop it's 30, medium drop it's 60, and large drop it's 100. Do you have a specific planned post-Cernium fam release? I'm hoping to be able to be 260 by the time it releases, and then I'll just... it's very simple, just train in Cernium. That's all it is. Because before that, I actually stayed in Limina for a little bit longer, because I wanted to get something out of it. And I gave up some fragments. I was just like, I'll trade like 100 fragments for like maybe a chance at a bossing fam. But now it's like you don't give up anything. You just train in Limina. Sorry, you just train in Cernium. You get node stones, you get fam cards, you get fragments. The only thing you don't get are the droplets, which, you know, depending on your progression might be, I mean, a bit unfortunate. But I think that the fact that you can farm fragments while getting fam cards is really broken. Like, the concept of that is just very high value. So yeah, just train my way up to 270 just in those Cernium maps. Don't need a farm specifically for fams, I think, but it's nice that you get them along the way. For what my goal is, I've realized that I don't particularly need good fams. I think the main thing I would like out of it is a large drop. I think if I get to Cernium when the fams are out, I'm just going to spam epics until I get a large drop. That's all it is. I'm just going to spam epics, because I realize now that I don't need boss fams. If I happen to get boss fams, then great. But I would rather a large drop more than anything else. Hyperion gang? True. So Jackie, when you're coming to Hyperion? You can make your mules stronger while getting fams for your main. Yeah. Just depends on what you want. I think for me, I want my Xenon just to have a large drop. And then the rest of the fams, I have no idea what I would do with them. Maybe I could go for uniques, but I'm not really playing my battle mage that much. After you're done getting sued. Oh no. Not the suing. You good, man? Hope you're right, bro. Oh. I put put the fountain facing the wrong way. Hope it full clears still. What, did I stop playing my Wild Hunter? Wind Archer. I think you might be confusing me with someone else. I've never played Wind Archer or Wild Hunter. Unless you're mixing up classes, potentially. Yeah, I think you might be mixing me up with somebody else. I've only soloed it on my Jet / Corsair and now Battle Mage. Although I am trying to get this Xenon up to that spot as well. Try to get that solo on Xenon. I'll probably solo it on my Cannon Master pretty soon as well. I'm just not that comfortable on my Cannon Master. You know what'd be funny? If I duo Black Mage with my Lin friend. Is that crazy? I wonder if they're around. I should ask them. That'd be fun. Duo Black Mage. Kinda nutty. I don't think it will even take that long to duo. I think that'd make for some good content. How many node stones you save up for bossing mules? It just depends on how many characters you plan on funding. I think I wouldn't put more than like 100. I think 100's all you need. Just to get them started. You can definitely put more than 100 if you'd like. It just depends on how far you want to push your characters. And whether or not other characters need the node stones. Like for me, my Xenon requires most of the node stones I get. So none of my other characters are getting anything. Yeah, duoing is good, but soloing is satisfying. It's whether or not I can be bothered like focusing on my Cannon Master for that long. Hello, Maggie. Just today's just a training day. I'm broke. I need my money back. We're getting there though. Half a bill so far. That's what I get for spending off event. We're just picking up our money again. Maybe if we're lucky, we might get a unique fam. Maybe. Don't know if I'll get enough fam cards for that though. What are we at the moment? It's like 100 and almost 200 fam cards. Do you know the average meso cost per hybrid line? I think if you are looking for any two line, like meso meso, drop meso, or drop drop, if you take any of them, I think the average is 4 bill. I remember that number from last time. That's what they tell me. Yeah. what Meggy said, 4 bill. But the problem is, in my experience, it's always been above like 10 bill. I feel like it's so like volatile for hybrids. I hate rolling for hybrids. It's not exactly cheap. Keyword here being average, exactly. Average. Maybe if you do like 10 items, it averages out to that amount, but 2 bill? Yeah, that's really cheap. Just gonna for hybrids, I feel like it's like going for any random other lines you need. It's just you kind of have to just get lucky. That's all it is. Just gonna get lucky. Bright cube for hybrid? Yes, 100% bright cube. Anyone that tells you otherwise is that is cope, unfortunately. I will say though, I feel like I've seen more hybrids with the glowing cubes, but that's because I roll so many glowing cubes. You eventually accidentally see hybrids, because by the time that you're spamming glowing cubes, you're looking specifically usually for 3-line. And that's when like you're spamming over 1,000 cubes at a time. You eventually see a hybrid accidentally. So I feel like a lot of people will tell you you could probably roll with glowing, but I think that's a bad idea. I put my summon in the wrong spot. Genius player. What have I done? Alright, we'll live with it. Hybrid is like drop meso, like 2 lines of drop meso. Whenever I hear people ask about hybrids, I just assume any combination of drop meso or drop meso. But going for like that ideal farming gear can be pretty expensive. Not sure when I'm going to start working on hybrids, still have so much to work on. Well, I've soloed Black Mage on my Battle Mage, and I still wouldn't consider getting hybrids, if that makes you feel any better. Hybrids are very expensive. Like, I would consider going specifically for hybrids unless you are a Giga Farmer. If you are playing on farming like 2 to 4 hours a day consistently, I would even consider hybrids. Because you won't see the effect of it in the short term. It's a very long-term investment. I think if you are just trying to clear content and you play, you know, pretty regularly, but like not to those sorts of hours, I wouldn't consider hybrids at all. It wouldn't be until my gear was like perfect, then I would consider hybrids. Like even consider my Cannon Master or my Jet / Corsair. It was like level 280. I got to 280 and I didn't have a single hybrid because I didn't need it. I was too busy trying to 22 my gear, trying to perfect 3-line my gear. It's just no time to spend money on hybrids, honestly. And I wasn't really farming. Like most of my income was boss mules, so it didn't make sense for me to even go for hybrids ever. The only hybrid that I have was a double drop, so then I could have maximum drop for bosses, right? But that has nothing to do with farming. I think if you wanted to specifically go for a hybrid, I would probably settle on the first double item drop for a very long time. Because double item drop means that you can have 200% on your equipment. Yeah, it's very expensive. You reckon I can see Gloom if I be able to clear H Lucid? Probably. Yeah. I think for most players, going for 1 line of double drop is probably a good stopping point, because it gets pretty expensive trying to go for multiple hybrids. Again, unless you like farm a lot, or don't ever plan on like really making too many bossing mules, yeah, it's probably fine. But if you want to make bossing mules, that's like a different investment. Because it takes a while for hybrids to make themselves, like make the value back. It's a very long-term investment, very long-term. Gotta be in it for the long run. But that being said, if you do accidentally see hybrids, you 100% keep them. Because that's what happened with my battle mage. All the hybrids were accidental. I have some like double meso lines and stuff like that, which is kind of crazy in hindsight. That character was a little bit seeded on its cubing. That character has seen more hybrids than I've seen on my Kronos characters. Wish I could accidentally see a hybrid, yeah. You will after 4 bill? Eventually. You have to have the streamer client. It's so funny because, like, when I was going for my 3 lines, I did see a lot of hybrids, and every time I did see a hybrid, it was always hybrid with plus stat. It was so frustrating. It's always on the damage gear where you see hybrid plus stat. I swear they know. They're like, oh, look at this guy's gear, it's 22 star. Let's give him drop stat. Have fun. That's what happened to my battle mage too. When I hit I 21 my Dom pendant and I was trying to 3-line it. I saw item drop stat. I was like, nah, I can't keep that. Like, I probably should have, but I can't. I don't know. I've done a lot of inefficient things on my battle mage, but sometimes it just feels damn bad. Just accidentally saw a hybrid on your damage gear early and rolled away because you didn't realize how expensive it was. Don't worry, I did exactly the same thing. I still remember it to this day and it haunts me. It was on my first main. It was on my hero. And it was on like a random Zakum accessory. I hit legendary, my first ever legendary accessory. And I was like to myself, I need this Zakum accessory for damage because I can't clear CRA. I roll item drop. And I'm just like, I don't need item drop. And I rolled it away. And then immediately my friend was like, wait, that thing was like worth 10 bill. And I have never forgotten it. I still remember it. Still remember it to this day. I have the opposite problem where I keep seeing 3-line on your drop gear. Yeah, that's... It's like, why are you giving me 3-line? It's always the opposite of what you want, I swear. I rolled double drop Superior Galaxy earrings. I haven't seen a double drop since. Pain. I think a good rule of thumb for like just moving forward for everybody is just like, if you happen to see a hybrid on anything that is incomplete, you just keep it and call it a day and just make it again. It is not worth re-rolling it because hybrids are so annoying to specifically roll for. You hit double drop on your 22 pat mark and other 2 bill. That's so rough. You hit it and you can't see it. Yeah, but true 3-line is, I will say true 3-line is actually kind of hard to get in my experience. It's not easy to get 12.99. It does take a bit of time. When I was going for true 3-line across all my gear, it did take quite a while. I think for my accessories, it was over like 20 bill per true 3-line, and for my armor, it was easily around 30 to 40 bill. I think across all of my true 3-lines, the only one that I got cheap was actually my double crit. I managed to hit double crit 7% all stat really, really cheap. I think I probably spent like 30 or 40 bill, which is really low for double crit plus stat. Because I know one of my friends, they spent 200 bill on bright cubes, and they did not hit double crit stat. So rough. Let that sink in. 200 bill worth of bright cubes and did not see the line that they were looking for. It's so disgusting. It's very unfortunate. I don't know if they've actually hit it since then, but I hope they have. Okay. Across an hour, I made about 600 mil. That sounds about right. Okay. Let's take a short break. Let's make some fams. I have one here. How much do I need to put in? 75? Do I have space for 75? I do. Alright. What's the chances here? It's like 30 or 40% or something. Hopefully we get it. These unique tier ups are kind of expensive. You have like 2 or 3 attempts. I should probably spam epics, but I already have this one invested. So I might as well go for it. I'll do at least one unique. It's probably not going to even be good. And then after I get this one unique, I'll probably go back to spamming epics. Yeah. Seems about right. Alright. How many more wealth coupons do I have? Have I bought them out? Oh, I have a few more here. Yeah. The reason why I don't like going for unique, I only did this one because I was planning on going to Limina, right? So there's no point me like making too many more fams and training more of them. But now that I've kind of decided to stay here all the way, it might be worth just me spamming epics. I'll do that one unique because it's like I've already invested in it, I might as well. But yeah, I think after I hit that unique and see whatever it is, I'll probably go back for just epic spam and see if I can get a large drop off of that. Inkwell, please. Yeah, it's alright. Fams are a pretty disgusting system anyway. You either hit or you cry. Usually it's the latter. But hey, we're getting good money, that's all it is. I think by the end of this coupon, I'll be back at 1 bill, or thereabouts. I still have some bosses left to do on this character, I think. So that's a bunch of extra money. I also have my mechanics bosses, which I haven't done. Honestly, all they need to do for the familiar system for it to be bearable is just give us red cards. If they give us red cards, it's nice. But until they give us red cards, I don't think the fam system is like very fun. I mean, they've acknowledged that it exists, so I'm surprised they haven't given us access to red cards. We'll just see what happens. How much percent you get on WAP training? I've done about an hour. I got... how much? I was at 66. I've done 20% so far. I probably get like 10 to 15% an hour. I don't know how much was from like the booster. Oh, but I'm using 3x coupons at the moment. So because of my 3x, I'm probably pushing between 15 and 20% an hour. Yeah, something like that. I'm running low on MVPs though. I didn't get that many MVPs this week, unfortunately, from my bosses. Not bad at this level? Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy because this has such a high kill rate. Like 17k is quite a lot. Not complaining at all. No need for familiar system revamp. I think not necessarily a revamp, but I would like them to give us access to red cards because it's more of a quality of life thing. It's Familiars at the moment is very much a, if you keep doing it, eventually you'll hit. But the process is a little bit boring because you're basically just gambling while training, right? It would be nice for them, because it's basically like every other system in the game where you're just kind of spending money to just re-roll things, right? But for Familiars, you can't re-roll. And to re-roll, it's very time-gated. You're just waiting to get cards. You have to train them to level 5. It's a bit tedious. I'd rather them just give us like an access to a system where we can trade the fam cards. Like, you know how we can trade for fam juice to refresh our Familiars and stuff. Like, let's buy like red cards just to save it a little bit better. Makes it a little bit better. Limiter rates are much better. Unfortunately, stay here for 1 level. Yeah, that's why I want to stay here. I'll just stick with 1 fam for the time being. I kind of regret trying to go for that unique fam because I was like two epic tries, right? I'd rather try twice for epic, but I'm already invested in it. I might as well get 1 epic fam and just hold on to it. Yeah, if I stay here the entire time though, I at least I can get a lot of fam cards because I feel like the kill rate here is pretty decent. Again, this is just like very minimal differences. Probably not that big of a deal in the long term. It's like what you said. I'm only here for like only a limiter for like 1 level until I just go off to Cernium anyway. Might as well stay here. Yeah, Hexa's way better as well. It's nice that they're adding it to Cern. At the end of the day though, like fams are like pretty min-max. It's just a lot of grind. Eventually you get the boss fams and whatnot. Would be nice if they implemented more of it. I hope it doesn't take too long for them to add it to like later areas, so then it spreads out people a bit more. Because what's going to happen is, I reckon they already have it developed, like all the Familiars, and they're just gonna see what happens. They're just gonna release the update. All the Familiars are out in Cernium and Burning Cernium, and then Kronos is gonna be unplayable. That's what's gonna happen. Nobody under 270 is gonna be able to do their dailies, because every map is gonna be occupied by some random level 280 plus that is just farming fams. It's gonna be unplayable for Kronos, I reckon. Nobody's gonna be able to do their dailies. Imagine you're like a poor 260, you just got to Cernium and you're just like, come on guys, I just need my 3,000 mobs and then I'll leave. But I can't because all these 280s are farming these maps. Like genuinely, it's not gonna be playable. So I reckon they might have it already developed, but they're not releasing it because they want to see what happens. But Kronos genuinely, I think it's gonna be unplayable. And then because of that, they're gonna release the rest of them faster than they anticipated. Like genuinely, like you're gonna just go to, if you're 280 plus, or 285 plus, especially if you're 285 plus, because you're already at like the soft level limit, you don't really need 290. You're gonna go back for fams if your fams aren't already done. It's just gonna be so crowded. You can't party people in the grandest areas though. That's the issue. And as much as I'd like to think that they would up the limit on the maps, I don't think they will, because that's extra development that doesn't exist in KMS. It doesn't exist in KMS. I don't think they'll develop something like that just for GMS. And realistically, they've already like kinda implied that they're gonna release more fams later, so they probably already have it in development, if not already developed. The more I think about it, the worse the idea it is to stagger it too much, because Kronos, I don't think it's gonna be very playable. It's gonna be full of high levels in the low level areas. How are the new players gonna ever do their dailies? You think it would be a hype thing? I don't think so. If you guys know how it was before, before 6 job was, there were a lot of people just farming 2-5. Like, that map was impossible to find any maps because people were farming fams there for their mains. Or being there on their mains. Like, I can see this 100% being an issue. No, we'll see what happens though. I'm wishing both servers all the best when the update drops because there's a good chance that on day 0, day 1, it's gonna be pretty bad. Pretty bad. I'm just gonna use 3 of these and start training them because there's I'm not going to be making any more level 5 epics. I don't think that I should spam unique anyway. Maybe. What do you guys think? Should I just cut my losses on that unique? Or should I just go for it? Because unique is like... If I fail one more time, it's pretty L. It's a lot of cards. CERN is already full with hypers, exactly. Now all the people who have their hypers in CERN are also waiting to farm fams. So it's not even just got to be the high level players, all the people whose Hyperburning just came to Cernium. And then there's all the people who haven't maxed out their Cernium symbols. Like, think about all the people that haven't maxed out their Cernium symbols. They're going to be there doing their dailies, at the very least. And then there's like a pile of Hyperburnings, like trying to farm, and a pile of high levels trying to go back for the fams. Unique success rate sucks? It does. I've already failed 4 times. It's like, should I just cut my losses? I feel like I should just cut my losses and just spam back at epics. It is what it is. There's a lot of issues with staggering the fams, but let's see what happens. That's something to worry about for another day, though. My main concern right now is my lack of money. Kind of broke. All right, we'll get to 1 bill by the end of the day. I have a lot of wealth potions. I crafted a bunch of them. I think I have like 300 of the small wealths in my storage. So plenty to use and stuff. Also for my bosses as well, of course. Gotta use them for our copium drop rate for bosses. Yeah, how is everyone? What are you guys doing? You guys all just chill grinding, taking it easy today? I'd imagine it's probably like Saturday for most of you guys, so it's a weekend. Anybody have plans? So it wasn't a couple of days ago, like it was like, what was it, 4th of July in the US as well? I wonder how many of you guys are still awake. One of my friends in the US was complaining that the fireworks were constantly going off and they couldn't sleep. $3K mob frags for your second main. Where's the E-boss? Nice to get some sleep. Didn't get enough this week. Yeah. Isn't it? It's quite late for you, right? You should probably sleep soon. If not now. Sleep is good. Still doing them tonight as well for fireworks? Damn. That's crazy. Yeah. Constant fireworks can be pretty annoying, but it just depends on what it is. I know around some of the like the inner suburbs during Chinese New Year, it's just constant fireworks as well. It's the same thing. It's a lot of yelling, a lot of cheering, a lot of fireworks. Sleepers gains IRL. True. Just relaxing, watching stream. That's fair. I've had people tell me that they sometimes have my stream open while they're just doing something in the background. And then they fall asleep. I've had some people tell me that, and that always makes me kind of laugh. I don't know if I should feel offended or take that as a compliment. I'm gonna take it as a compliment. Is the voice? I guess that makes sense. I do have some issues with my own voice though. It's whenever whenever I get excited, I like go up like 5 octaves. And it's a little bit embarrassing, but I can't help it. That's my main issue. Whenever I hear it, like watch back my videos sometimes. Yeah, but it do be like that. Can't be helped. This new Rune of Thunder is quite nice. It's much better than the old one. The new Rune of Contact as well, where it just lasers your entire map. It's kind of nice. Made like kind of the useless ones very good for training. And for mules as well, especially if they're weak. It's nice that they made a lot of the runes a lot better. Made it much better to use at higher levels while not like griefing them at low levels. Especially like the Rune of Giants. Wasn't that I remember that being really annoying. But they ended up making it actually pretty good. A good balance. Voice is calming. Thank you. I appreciate that. You can now double jump with the giant rune. I have yet to actually try it. I've been just ignoring it for the most part. Maybe I'll try it next time I see it. I feel like I see it a lot when I train. And then we can jump around. Almost there. 150 more mil and we hit our first bill since spending all our money. up to a bill in an hour and a half. It's nuts. It's really nice, yeah. The kill rate here is ridiculous. I'm so glad that I invested all my money into drop meso gear. It was worth it. Strong enough to one shot plus be able to be at max meso. It's nice. You did some forbidden tech. Forbidden tech is you're still awake. Nah, kid. Are you enjoying Xenon's training? At the moment, yes, it's quite nice. It's very comfortable at the moment. We'll have to see how it goes in Grandis. I expect it to be not that great in Grandis, to be honest. Because I don't know if I'll be able to one-shot, but if I can one-shot, it'll be really good. Any class will feel good if you can one-shot? That is true. That is true. I think it feels nice that it's a class that I don't have to work too hard to get these rates. I was kind of just jumping between 3 platforms. And the platforms are like perfectly spread to be like comfortable as well. Ah, I see. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Month saved? Yeah. That's I mean, I could have done the same thing, but I think what I'm doing is a little bit more fun. Would you recommend Xenon as a bossing mule? It's hard to say. I think it definitely feels like it's one of the more expensive bossing mules. Because I feel like the nodes are a big deal. It needs a lot of nodes for it to be strong as well, because it uses both thief and pirate skill nodes. It has access to both of them, so you need a lot more skill nodes. Unless you're trying to push it to like 250 on the Xenon, I don't know if I could recommend it as a bossing mule. I think it might be expensive. If you like the class enough and to like push it to 250 or beyond, then I think it's fine. But anything before that, it's very expensive, I think. You're better off probably picking most other classes. Yeah. As a main or a second main, it's perfectly fine, because you're going to commit those nodes and that money anyway. But as a bossing mule, where typically you want to choose something a bit cheaper, it's hard to recommend. If you enjoy the class though, I think it's fine. The class plays well. It does have... most of its damage does feel like it's in its bursts, but its DPS is okay. It's not the best for DPS. Keep in mind it is also a 3-minute class. So 3-minute classes are on the downtrend for bossing mules. Yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of insight. Hello, welcome. The grind's been good so far. We're just, I'm actually gonna level today. I haven't done any of my dailies. I think if I hand in all of my dailies, I'll level up from here. If you push your boss mules to 250 anyway? Ah, then in that case, then it should be okay. I think you should be okay. Yeah, just keep in mind it is on the expensive side though for most characters. But if you like the class, it's fine. I just don't want to like make it sound like it's a good idea at 220. If you're gonna settle at 220, I would discourage making a Xenon. There's just not enough space for all the skill nodes for it to be good. Did you do Monster Park? Honestly, I only do Monster Park on Sundays. Hello Willis, welcome. We're highly class tier. I mean, I could do a tier list, but I don't really know enough about other classes to put my opinion. Half of it's just gonna be, I don't know. Do you think the new combat power system is a good reference? I think it's enough. It's inflated for some classes. It prioritizes boss damage for some reason. Like boss damage is like really highly valued in combat power, so it can inflate it for classes that have a lot of boss damage. But it's hard to like have a lot of measures calculated. It's the best thing that we have at the moment. I wouldn't go by the book on it. Like if somebody's like, oh, don't do the boss, or you can't do the boss until like whatever combat power, you probably take it with a grain of salt because it varies a lot class to class. For example, a lot of players told me you can't do Black Mage unless you're like 130 combat power, and I did it at like 110. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just an estimate, right? Although I tried making a Xenon boss move when 6-shot had the hit, but I did not like having a proper up jump. Yeah, I feel that. Look, this up jump, it's kind of pathetic. It's kind of pathetic. But I think that it is what it is. Can't be helped. You just have to play in a different way. Just learn to move in a different way. It's just not all classes have the tools, unfortunately. Like imagine for me, like I played Battle Mage. It's like one of the most mobile classes in the game, and now I'm playing a class that doesn't even have an up jump. Not a real up jump. So yeah, it's not the best, but you know we get through it. Much appreciated. No worries. Glad I could answer your question. Which Australia area do you recommend having a trip to? Depends on what you want to see, like, and also the weather. I think if you don't really like heat and humidity, you probably stay away from Queensland. You probably stay away from Western Australia, and obviously like the northern part of the country. Probably go towards south, like Melbourne or Victoria or something, Sydney even. I know some people that really don't like the humidity, so Queensland's not that good. It's kind of hard for me to say because I haven't been too many places outside of the main city areas in most states. But I think what Australia has to offer, a lot of it tends to be like food related. It's like very multicultural here. There's a lot of like outdoorsy stuff and a lot of like food stuff here in Australia. And I think those are the main things that you should probably look towards. When one of my friends came down from the US, I took them around a lot of the zoos and stuff, because you're not going to really see kangaroos in the wild that often unless you go pretty far out, or like get the chance to like pet a koala or something like that. So probably like a lot of those animal sanctuary stuff, they're pretty good. Yeah, and then other than that, it's a lot of like food. It's very multicultural, so it's hard to say we have anything in particular to look out for. I will say though, from my American friend, they really liked HSPs and meat pies, because that wasn't really something they had access to from where they came from. So that's pretty cool. Are bugs as crazy as the memes? Sometimes. You kind of just get over it. I mean, the spiders, like people will get like, oh, Australia has spiders, but you just kind of ignore them. I think the most annoying spiders are the ones that like make a bunch of webs, because you're just like, oh man, I gotta clean these webs, and it's like a tiny spider that's just like chilling there. You're like, come on, bro. I think a lot of Australians share a very similar thought process when it comes to bugs and spiders. It's like we kind of ignore it until we see it. Then once we see it, it dies. That's usually how the rule goes. You just ignore that there's like a bunch of bugs around, because it's just, if you worry about it, you're just never going to be able to sleep. Things like spiders. Like, spiders are going to be everywhere, right, at the end of the day. But it's not a problem until you see one. When you see one, then it overstayed its welcome. That being said, though, you don't really see them that much unless you go further out. If you stay in the main city areas, you're probably not going to see any of that sort of stuff. It's only when you go further out to, like, the countryside, so it's like an hour, 2 hours out of the main city area, then maybe you'll probably see more. But you know, you keep to yourself and don't, like, go wandering in the middle of the bush without any supervision. You'll be alright. I think the one that people will, like, see the most are probably, like, huntsman spiders. That's the one that, like, on the internet you're like, oh my god, this is giant spider. You just... The huntsman is, like, harmless. It's just kind of ugly. It's a big ugly spider that's harmless. So most people will just, like, try to put it in, like, a box and then throw it outside or something. You fight funnel webs daily? I don't want to go to where you're living. HSP? Yeah, HSPs are good. They're overrated until past midnight, then they become godlike. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's probably one of the least appealing foods in the country until there's nothing left open except McDonald's and the local kebab shop, and you're just kind of tipsy. Then HSP is god tier. That's how it works. Other than that, like, God, they're alright. It's just the fact that you can have them so late at night, and that's when you kind of want to eat, like, a bunch of random stuff. Alright. I'll pop another half an hour. Maybe one more. It's my last Legion Wealth, that's half an hour. I hate training on the Legion Wealth that aren't half an hour, because I always forget to pop the coupon. If I have all my CRAs and Absols at 17, should I roulette them? My CRAs 30%? I think on 30% is a good time to roulette CRA. That's a good idea. Because it's cheaper, you don't mind too much if they blow up. Like, because on 5, 10, 15, you cut down your booms by a decent amount. But 30% off is, like, still better than off event. I know some people hate it, but realistically, you're just getting a 30% discount off of your normal Star Forcing. So if you were ever going to Star Force, you might as well Star Force on event. Yeah, just roulette them up and see how you go with your money. Huntsmen sound vicious but harmless. Yeah, they don't really do anything. They're kind of just big ugly spiders. Just press interact, clear the web. True. I think the most annoying spiders for me... So, I live kind of far out from the city, so... I do kind of interact with spiders more often than I'd like. I find them, like, somewhat regularly in my house. I think the most annoying ones are definitely the ones next to my mailbox. Because, if you can imagine it, my mailbox is, like, kind of sandwiched between, like, 2 trees in my front yard. And what the little spiders like to do, for whatever reason, is make webs in between the 2 trees. So when I try to go to my mailbox to get, like... to get my mail, there's always just a bunch of random webs from these tiny spiders. They're, like, probably the size of, like, a grain of sand. And they're not even poisonous spiders or anything. They're just, like, little spiders. And they just, like, make these webs across in front of my mailbox. I'm just like, come on. Like, of all places to make your web, why in front of my mailbox? It's really so annoying. The amount of times I've walked into a web, I'm just like, oh, God. So frustrating. Is there a best zoo in Australia? I don't know if there's a best zoo, but I think my favorite ones that I've been to are the ones that are labeled as sanctuaries, because then you get to interact way closer with the animal. They're a lot further out of the main city area though, so it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours away in most cases, but you get to interact with them directly. A lot of them let you feed the kangaroos and get up close to them and pet them even. Sometimes you get to pet the koalas. That's a rare one. Like, being able to interact with koalas is kind of rare. But yeah, I think if you are able to go to an animal sanctuary, it's probably worthwhile. It is further out than the zoos. The zoos are perfectly fine, but it's just a zoo. You don't really get to interact with the animals. You can just look at them. But sanctuaries, you get up and close. Sometimes they give you, like, kangaroo food. You can feed them. You can touch them sometimes. Obviously, within reason, like don't scare them or anything, because they will mess you up. You live in the suburbs and you've seen 4 Black Widows so far? Oh, that's very unfortunate. I haven't seen any Black Widows so far, personally. I will say that's probably more of a Sydney thing, right? I feel like you don't really see Black Widows in Melbourne. Thanks for the tips, no worries. Yeah, definitely recommend animal sanctuaries. I think like the best ones off the top of my head that I've been to, because I'm in Melbourne, the one in Healesville, and the one called Moonlit Sanctuary. A Moonlit Sanctuary was a lot of fun actually, because you go like when the sun's down, like past 6 o'clock, and then it's like all night and stuff, but the kangaroos and all the animals are pretty active at night for whatever reason. And then yeah, you get to like get up nice and close with the kangaroos, feed them, and they're like, sometimes they're like the little baby ones that you can interact with too. They're very cute. Very cute. Spiders aren't that bad compared to random flying monstrosities. Yeah, that's true. I'm not a fan of like mosquitoes in general and marsh flies. Yeah. We have a very simple rule. We don't mess with the spiders if they don't mess with us. And by mess with us, mean show up in front of us for whatever reason. I take comfort in knowing that most spiders generally keep to themselves, and the fact that they probably eat the mosquitoes that I hate. You get 1 bill per hour here? No, I get 1 bill like every 1.5 hours or so. Yeah, I'm at 1 bill right now. I've been training for about 90 minutes. I'm probably closer to 600, 650 an hour. If I'm really like fully focusing, I could probably push closer to 700 an hour. But I'm just taking it easy. My meso rate, I'm at 1959. Getting odium rates in Moonbridge, yeah, it's really nice here. I'm getting 17k mobs killed per hour, give or take. I think if you're really efficient, you can probably push closer to 18k. But yeah, I'm just kind of jumping back and forth. Being super fixated on a meso is like kind of tiring. I'm just kind of whatever. I remember I cleared a spider once while cleaning, and a couple of days later random bugs started appearing. That'll teach you. That'll teach you to mess with spiders. What's my mob kills here? Roughly 17,000 an hour. Oh. $17k. Cannot train for more than an hour? Yeah, that's fair. It does get kind of boring. For me though, that's why I kind of like prioritize maps that are very easy to train on. So then it's like, it's just straightforward, that's all. How much EXP do you get an hour for grinding? I think in my, so right now I'm using 3x coupons and an MVP. I think I'm getting somewhere between 15 and 20% an hour, I think. Oh my god. Etc. It's so full. I need to buy, like, some bags, probably. Should I save up for hybrids or go for 30% off? I think, unless you're farming over 2 hours a day, and you plan on continuously farming for over 2 hours a day, you can consider going for hybrids. But considering that you're asking me whether or not you should push for 21s, I want to lean towards, like, finish your star forcing first. Hybrids are, like, close to one of the last things that you want to do, in my opinion. It's really hard to get the value out of hybrids unless you literally train for, like, 3 or 4 hours a day, constantly. And even then, it's like, it'll still take you a while to make your value back. I think if you really, really wanted to make hybrids, the only one I could recommend is to make a double drop. Like, specifically a double drop. That way you'll be able to have max drop for bossing. Otherwise, I find it genuinely difficult to tell people at any point to make hybrids. It's very expensive to make a bunch of hybrids, and yeah, it's, for a lot of players, just genuinely not worth it. Have you heard of Most Fun in CMS? I've seen some gameplay of it. It was roughly when Jet was starting to get the chop. I think once they removed Jet, they added that class in. It looks okay. I don't know much about it, but it looks fine. Small sum of 3 bill and got nothing? Yeah. They tell you that it's a 4 bill average, but it doesn't feel like a 4 bill average, I promise you that. For me, it was definitely not 4 bill average. 4 bill was a lie. How much money have I spent on the Xenon? I want to say probably like at least 50 bill. Probably in that ballpark range. I placed that sub in the corner. Nice. Is getting revamped. It'd be interesting to come back. It would be nice for them to replace a character that gives us crit rate. Sorry, not crit rate. Crit damage. Like when they removed Jet, they didn't really compensate us with anything permanent. Because they gave us the trace of Jet, which was like meant to make up for the fact that we lost a bit of crit damage in our Legion. But they didn't give us anything permanent to replace it with. So it would be nice that if they transfer across, then we have that crit damage block again. Would be nice. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't port it over, but if they do bring it over, that it would be nice. Pleasant surprise. It would be a pleasant surprise. It's been out in CMS for quite a while. Like, it's been out for a while. If this revamp rumor is true, there's a huge chance we get it. Yeah, I think so too. Mostly because if they get that revamp, it implies that there are people who are working on it. And I think that was the biggest problem for Jet, where like they didn't have people working on Jet, but Jet just kept having bugs. So nobody's working on it, and Jet just keeps having bugs, and nobody's gonna... It's just easier for them to remove it, unfortunately. So yeah, it's hopeful. I mean, that's what they did for Lin, right? Like Lin got a rework, or rather, a BT got a rework, and now it's in most servers. Just KMS that doesn't have it, right? Yeah, I miss my Jet. It's a bit of a shame. Jet 6 job would have been so nice to see. Jet was a GMS exclusive while GMS didn't have a development team? Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And then apparently Jet was the cause of a lot of bugs. It was just easier to delete the class at that point. The spaghetti code got too spaghetti. What attracts you towards Jet? Well, I liked playing like underdog classes. It was a very unpopular class for a long time because it was literally like the lowest damage class in the game. I thought that it'd be a fun challenge to play that class. And I enjoyed it. I genuinely enjoyed it. It was very unique. The playstyle was very fluid. It had some of the best mobility in the game, and it could hurricane. It can attack all the time. It was like the only class that could really flash jump while hurricaning. It was very satisfying. Had multiple like mobility tools. I just liked like the 100% DPS uptime while avoiding everything. It was a very fun playstyle for me. So funnily enough, that's exactly why I really enjoy Battle Mage. It's just very high DPS uptime while avoiding everything, and it really rewards like aggressive gameplay where you just stay in front of the boss the whole time. Hello Kenny, welcome. Yeah, bit of a shame that they removed the class, but yeah, if they didn't have anyone like really dedicated to developing the class and it was the cause of a lot of issues, it's just, unfortunately, it's just how it is. Thought you would hyperburn a Blaze Wizard? I mean, I have a Blaze Wizard already on Kronos that's like 265. I liberated it. It has a completed Genesis weapon. So I didn't really see a point in making another one. It's so funny because like a lot of people tell me the same thing. It's like, oh, if you like these things about Jet, why didn't you play Blaze Wizard? I was like, but I did. I just don't showcase it that much, but every once in a while it's on stream. I have my Blaze Wizard up. Funny how that works out. Hate playing classes extremely skewed to burst. Yeah. It's a little bit discouraging when the HP bar doesn't move, but it's also kind of fun watching the HP bar zoom, so I guess it depends on your preference there. It's very satisfying seeing like Night Lord bursts just like demolish like a giant HP bar. Do you like feeling not being able to do the beam? Do you feel like not being able to do it? Oh, okay. I think it is a DPS loss, but it's not that big of a deal. You can't just learn how to do it. For me, I just had to learn the timing. I eventually got there, personally. It took me a while. Spent a lot of time on stream complaining, being like, I'm a fake Xenon. What do you think of the remaster? I haven't really looked into it. I know that a lot of the Korean guys are complaining about it, so I don't know how I feel about it. I don't particularly have any strong feelings on the classes I don't really play, unfortunately. Would you consider burning the most OP class to compare progression? I mean, I think a lot of people say that Xenon is like one of the better classes in the game. So to some extent, that's kind of what I'm doing. I will say though that the damage does feel a little bit better than what my Battle Mage was doing at the same time. We'll just have to see. I think I need to see how I fare against Hard Lucid and Hard Will. I think Hard Lucid would be a lot easier than it was on my Battle Mage, but I think Hard Will will be a lot harder. Do you like classes with lazy farming? I do prefer classes with lazy farming. Like, this is extremely lazy. I'm just enjoying myself out here in LH4. Hello, any tips on how to make bossing mules without the 6-6 set? I think the biggest thing is like resources that you can spare. You gotta think about it like this. Without 6-6, you don't have any cheap ways of getting damage. So the easiest way to get damage is typically either overspending on meso or giving it a lot of node stones. The main trick to making bossing mules is just like committing what you can afford onto it. I think the easiest way to make your bossing mules is generally just to trade Chaos Root Abyss. So you find somebody who can take your mule, Chaos Root Abyss, and you take theirs. So you trade. That way your mule starts off with CRA gear. And similarly, you want to try to invest enough for it to be able to do 5% in Lotus and Damien. That way you can start getting your Absolab gear quickly, right? But to get to that point, usually you would like to invest some into the node stones. So there's not really any trick to it. I think if you want to make it easily, you just find somebody to trade with you. And then, yeah, that's the way to go. How hard is it to get all stat? I think it's 2.5 times more difficult on average. That's what I've been told. So if it would like cost a class 1 build to get something specific for Xenon, and probably closer to 2.5 build to do something similar. Yeah, just going back to the bossing mule question. Typically, I wouldn't encourage players to make bossing mules until their main is actually decently strong. At the very least, I wouldn't recommend people making them until the main was at least maxed nodes across the skills and boost nodes. When you don't need to commit so many nodes onto your main anymore, that's when you can start looking towards making second characters. Because otherwise, you're just splitting yourself too thin. And your main starts to suffer progression a lot. Unless you're okay, like, taking it easy on your main character, or like, you're kind of burnt out for whatever reason. Yeah, it's kind of hard to split. A big legion will help a lot too. Yeah, 100%. The more set up your account, the easier it is to set up your bossing mules, because you need to invest less into them. And that's kind of what you want to do. You want to like make as strong as possible characters for as little effort. That's what you would like to do. And it's not until you like do more on your main, then you'll be able to like invest more. Event buff is up. That's alright. We're almost... Alright, we'll go grab the event buff. Alright, well, I'll be good. What classes do you think should be remastered that are too lackluster at the moment? I think in my opinion, I would like to see Kaiser get a bit of a revamp. I would like Blaze Wizard to get a revamp, and I would like Phantom to get a revamp. Those are my picks for 3 classes. Blaze Wizard needs something. God, that class needs something. Please give it a dash. For Kaiser, I think we can all agree that that class is a little bit clunky sometimes. The teleport is really good, but that's about all it's got going for it. And then, yeah, Phantom. I think Phantom deserves a little bit of love. That class is, it's got a bit of a missing identity. Phantom mobbing is pain? Absolutely. Phantom's mobbing needs something. Phantom is when Explorer revamp. Ironically, they did the Explorer revamp, and Phantom did not change, unfortunately. How many nodes does this character have? I don't know off the top of my head. It's easily over 500 though, easily. I don't know exactly how many, but I want to say, let's be generous, probably say like 650 to 700. There's a lot of things that they can improve for a lot of classes though. It's just whether or not they think it's worthwhile doing. It's not much point catering to the Phantoms when it's most of the players are playing like Explorers anyway. Why buff Phantom when that helps like 50 people when they can buff Night Lord, which helps 150 people, yeah? Probably an understatement. Maybe 1,000 people. For every Phantom, how many Night Lords do you reckon there are? For each Phantom, you guys reckon there'll be 100 Night Lord players? $500 Night Lords per Phantom, damn. Yeah, half the Phantom skills set is like kind of useless. There's a lot of things that they could fix though. We'll see what happens. Okay. You guys reckon I'll get 1.5% in the next 4 minutes? Probably not, hey. I mean, I'll definitely level up by doing my dailies, but... yeah. Probably not from just this last little bit of EXP. We're almost there though. I'm just lazy to do Monster Park. I know you get the medal and all of that for like 10% IED, but I think I've done it like maybe like 4 or 5 times like to get that medal, and it's just miserable each time. Like I honestly like hate playing MapleStory knowing that I have to do Monster Park, and Commercy is definitely up there as well. So that's why I don't do it. I know it's like, people will say like, oh, you're griefing your EXP, but like if I really cared about min-maxing, then I would do it, but I don't care for min-maxing. And I genuinely hate Monster Park. On Sundays though, I do just suck it up because it does give bonus EXP, but mostly because of the boxes, the coupon boxes. They're kind of nice. And if I ever want to push a character in the future, past me will thank me for every time I did Sunday Monster Park. I think I'm a happier person knowing that I don't have to do Monster Park. How about Monster Park pots? I'll worry about Monster Park pots once I run out of the boxes. That is inevitable. But I did do 700. Like I did all the Monster Park runs already on my my battle mage, and I still haven't opened all the boxes yet. So it's like a low urgency. Like how many, do I have any points here on this character? I don't, but I have a lot of boxes still to open. You're ignoring Commercy, you don't have Legacy Transpose, so it doesn't matter? Yeah, pretty much. Like Commercy is very min-max. I think the only one that I would go out of my way to do for Commercy is if I get a Pap Mark. Because there's nothing better in that slot. That's just it. It's like you use a Black Bean Mark or you use a Monocle. Until you have Pitch Boss, obviously. So I would use a 20-star Black Bean Mark all the way until I have either a Pap Mark that's been transposed onto a Monocle, or I have the Pitch Boss. That's it. How'd you get the hair on your character? It was just a random coupon. People were like telling me, oh, you gotta like make your character look different. I'm like, okay. So I just rolled one of the hairs and just kept whatever I got. It was just the first one I got. I don't remember which one it was though. But it was like probably like a couple of weeks ago. This hair reminds me of something. I don't know what it is. It reminds me of like a character from a show or something. It looks very familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. Does this character, like, does this hairstyle remind you of somebody? I don't remember. I don't know why I feel like I've seen this hairstyle before. All the guy hairstyles are very similar. It either looks like this or it looks like a pretty standard like Korean haircut. Like I went to Korea and oh my god, it just looks like I'm walking around the cash shop IRL. Like everybody has like a very similar cut. It was a bit unnerving, honestly. Yeah, let me have a look. Maybe it's in the cash shop still. I mean, I just finished my coupon as well. Yeah. But these are like the popular haircuts in Korea. They do bring it into the game a lot. Not my style, but yeah. That's up to everyone else's opinion. Oh, it looks like the thing that I got it from is disappeared. It used to be another one. I don't remember what it was. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's gone. I get most of my reward points from bossing. The All-Star coupon? Yeah. I think it was that one. It's not there anymore, but yep. It's because you get a lot of reward points from doing your bosses across a lot of characters. You get about 5,000 a day if you have like a bossing mule. No, maybe not 5,000, probably like 3,000 a day from doing like all your bosses. Like I just did now. Right. I'm gonna go do my my lab dailies and level up. Hey Dan, welcome. You need bossing wheels to do the bosses? Not necessarily, but then you get reward points after you clear the bosses. And if you clear them multiple times a week, you can claim the reward points for those bosses multiple times. Do you have any tips to cleanse in Hard Damien? A lot of it comes down to recognizing when it's a safe cleanse. If I see the sword plant and the altar just showed up, or like the timing for it is something similar to that, I would just take the cleanse, even if I'm at 2 or 1. Because you want to try to cleanse whenever it's safe. Like every time that it's safe and the opportunity comes up, you just go for that cleanse because it doesn't come up that often. There is a very specific timing when the sword plants and you're able to get the cleanse. It can be at 5 out of 7 stacks, it could be at 2 out of 7 stacks, whatever it is. The most important thing, if you're trying to do hard damage, is try not to build too many stacks if you can help it. Because it doesn't line up that frequently. But when it does line up, you have to go for it. Okay. Alright guys, we're about to level up now. Thanks to this daily quest. There we go. 257, we did it. Now we're in Limina. How exciting. Okay. And I can put my will skill in. Nice. I don't know where I'm going to put that on the hotkeys though. Sure, I'll put it on F3. Why not? Okay, time to skip. Oh. Yeah, maybe I can just do it later. Just maybe to round things off, let's do Golix and a few daily bosses, because why not? It's always fun to try to get drops on stream. But yeah, not bad. Like, we made a 1.3 bill from the training. That's pretty good. We'll get rid of all these Pensalia gear anyway. And do I have any drop? You do limited dailies too? That's true. I can do that. Okay, let's swap our Legion. I won't swap my links because I'm lazy. Okay, let's do Golix and then Arcarium, and then we might call it for the stream. Got to use my photon beam. That's alright. Gotta be careful with my overload. Of course. Every time. You never use a spin blade thing? You only use it during your burst during the Omega Blaster. The entire laser is an iframe, yes. Okay. Have a little bit left on my fams. Let's swap to item drop rate. Fams out. Drop coupon. Should be like 240 something. 242. Alright. Oh my god. I'm 2 set. Oh, there's no way. Yes, the streamer client. Very good. Thank you, Inkwell. I spent all my money yesterday, zeroed out, and that's what I get. Thank you, Inkwell. Did I get one of each of the belts? I think I did. 1 solid, 1 cracked, 1 reinforced, 1 superior. Look at that. That's crazy. What's my drop rate? It was 240. 242. Oh my god, we are 2 set. Let's go. Rigged? A little bit. That's kind of crazy. It didn't even give me a dupe. It just straight up gave me the other one I was missing. Can't believe it. I feel a lot better now. I feel a lot better now. Low-key, I was kind of sulking about spending more money yesterday, but you know what? I'll take it. Incoming Dom? Nah, I got one the other day. Probably not going to get another one for a while. Probably not going to get a Dom pendant for another while. I'm missing one more boss, Ranmaru. I'm actually kind of down bad on the cape fodders, so I'm kind of hoping that I get some capes. I blew up like a bunch of capes, shoes and stuff the other day, so no, it's giving me all the other ones. I don't want glove, helmet, overall. I want cape. First world problems. Rigged. Alright, have a good night. Alright, see you. Thank you for dropping by though. Alright, I should probably buy... Which one of the bags is it? Can I just buy it from this one? Herb bag, 50 mil. I'll take it. And a... Is it mineral bag? Or is it production bag? I know this one you can put the bottles in. And these ones too? Are these production? Maybe we'll just get one of each. Yeah, maybe we'll just get one of each. 150 mil to save a bunch of inventory space seems pretty okay. That was herb. I'll get 1 mineral and 1 production. Reportable hacking Golics. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Oh god, this saves so much inventory space. And I can keep mining random things as well. Holy inventory space. That's crazy. Nice. Alright, I'm just gonna put like this. And I can sell, finally sell these spell tracers. Nice, that was worth it. Didn't know you could click them in. You've been dragging them. Well, now you know. You can just double click them in. I think you can click them out as well. It's kind of like the recipe bag. You can do something similar. Speaking of recipes, I should probably sell all these luck recipes here. Just been farming there for so long. I have so many of them. Okay, nice. Wow, that was really lucky. Sometimes we don't struggle. Okay. Alright, to round things off, let's level up some of these fams. I've given up on the unique fam. Let's just work on these epics. I think that unique one is gonna ruin my night if I go for it. We'll just spam epics. Uniques are fake. Let's see, 35 of these. Don't make me laugh. Yeah, it do be like that sometimes. Let's go 25 of these. And then 50 of these. See if we can get another tier up. Nice. Feels so much better going for epics. Do you lose Meso if you're more than 20? I think you start losing like 2% per level you're above or something like that. You do lose a little bit though. Ooh, restore HP. We'll take it. And another HP. Actually, these are better because they're for party. I have some that are like... I do have a few. I mean, I just have a bunch of... Oh, this one's a good one. Yeah. So this is probably the better one I have at the moment. I have a lot of random small healing fams. Kind of hoping for like a larger healing fam. Like the normal one. 2 lines of healing is nice though. So at least I have 2. These ones are unfortunately not that good. What is this one anyway? Nothing. Let's open another 5. I'm just gonna slowly train these and just spam more epics, I think. I'll just train the LH6 or LH4 all the way to 260. Any chance you would change main? Probably not. I think it'll take too much effort, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that'll be it for the time being because it is close to my dinner time. Yeah, pretty exciting. Wow, leveled up today. And we've got a sup belt. That is gotta be one of the craziest things I've seen in a while. That was so close after my sup earring as well. I'm probably going to use these. Why not? I'll give it a flame. Oh, beautiful. You know what? I'll take it. 12 and 12. Usable. And yeah. I'll probably call that it for the time being. Thank you guys for joining me on the stream and keeping me company. If you guys enjoyed the stream, please consider giving it a like. It helps me out quite a lot. And yeah, hopefully everyone has some good luck tomorrow on the IA event. I think that'll be a lot of fun to try to roll for something interesting. I have a lot of IA to roll across a bunch of my characters, so I'm looking forward to it, honestly. Would like to try to get item drop on my farming line, and something usable on the attack speed +1 line. But yeah, take care guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.